If you are in retirement or if you're going to be retiring soon, do you know how to combat one of the most dangerous elements against your retirement income, which is inflation? If not, we're going to be talking about that in our Tuesday tip, so stay locked in. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, certified financial planner and president and CEO of the Retirement Education Center. And I want to welcome you once again to our Tuesday tips, where we're going to be talking about how do you beat inflation in retirement. Now, if you're retiring today, it is very likely that you're going to spend the next 2 or even possibly 3 decades in retirement. And of course, the retirement income that you're going to start out receiving is not going to be worth the amount of income in 20 or 30 years due to the impact of inflation. So, today, what we're going to be talking about are things that I recommend for my clients when it comes to ways for them to combat inflation. So, let's go ahead and jump into our lesson. So, how to beat inflation is obviously the big question for today's lesson. The first thing that we do need to discuss when it comes to inflation is what has been the inflation rate in the US for the last 20 years. Well, according to research, inflation has averaged around 2.47% for the last 20 years. So, when we're talking about trying to beat inflation when it comes to your retirement dollars, your investments need to average at least 4 to 6% per year just to keep up with the average inflation rate in the US. So, what are some of the tips that we recommend in order for you to do this? Well, one, we're going to always have our clients maximize their Social Security benefits. And of course, that can mean starting those benefits at their full retirement age. It can also mean waiting and starting those benefits at age 70 and getting those 8% delayed retirement credits along the way. And it can also mean a combination of doing all of this when it comes to their spousal benefits. So we may have to mix and mingle how we're going to start these benefits if you are a married couple. But nevertheless, one of the best ways to combat inflation is to make sure that you don't leave any money on the table when it comes to your Social Security benefits. One of the main elements when it comes to your Social Security benefits is that it has a cost of living adjustment with it. So, anytime that you're going to have an increase in the consumer price index, your Social Security benefits are going to be in lockstep with that increase. So, if the consumer price index goes up by 8.7%, then your cost of living adjustment for Social Security benefits are going to go up by 8.7%. So that is a really unique mechanism that you're going to be able to benefit from, and you don't want to leave any of that money on the table if you don't have to. Now, when it comes to the cost of living increase as it pertains to Social Security over the last 20 years, it's been 2.6%. So, as you can see, that is outpacing what the average inflation rate for the US has been at 2.47%. So, it's definitely reassuring to know that if you're going to be receiving Social Security benefits, that benefit will at least keep up with the cost of inflation in the US. Now, another tool that we would recommend for our clients are annuities, because annuities, depending on the type that is chosen for you, will have the ability to have inflation protection for your income. Now, when it comes to annuities, they are a life source for our clients and a great implementation for retirement income, because basically, the way that we see annuities is that it's like retirement insurance. So, when it comes to an annuity, all you would do is just pay a premium of a certain amount inside of a policy, and that money in that annuity will pay you out a fixed income or an inflation adjusted monthly income for the rest of your life. So it is a great retirement income tool that you can couple with your Social Security benefits that would allow you to have an income increase in lockstep with inflation. And of course, the last recommendation that we give our clients when it comes to helping them combat inflation is to make sure that we do not run for mutual funds, stocks, or ETFs, or exchange traded funds. Now, when we're talking about these type of tools, yes, we're talking about money being in the stock market that can go up and down. But when you're talking about money in the stock market, when you're considering the S&P 500 over the last 20 years, the S&P 500 has done about 9.7% over the last 20 years. Now, take a look at how that compares to the average inflation rate of 2.47%. We're talking about 4 times as much as the inflation rate when it comes to money being in the stock market. So, of course, we have to have it coupled with their risk tolerance, but you definitely need to have a certain amount of money in the stock market if you truly want to effectively outpace inflation. Yes, we know that Social Security can keep up with inflation, and we know that certain annuities can keep up with inflation as well. But we also know that not all inflation is created equal. Because when you're taking a look at things like gas, eggs, bread, and other food items, when you're talking about these type of items, they can literally go up by double digits. In 2022, as we have noted here, these items went up by 10%. So obviously you're going to need a mechanism like mutual funds, like stocks, like ETFs. Although we're not making any type of investment recommendations on this channel, you need to make sure you sit down with your financial advisor to see what's best for you. It is just a little known fact that if you have money in equities, it's going to be a better tool to help you combat inflation long term. Please note that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for an independent fiduciary advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in our description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today. And we will also like to hear from you. Let us know what your thoughts are regarding this particular subject matter and leave any questions or comments in the section below. And if you found this information to be beneficial, all that we ask is that you subscribe to this channel so it can continue to grow, like this video, and share it with others.